How do you feel about Ice Water?
Uh, I like Ice Water. I do like Ice Water is. I think it's a short track. I think it's under 3 minutes. Um, but I do. I like Ice Water. I think it's. Is that the?
It's
I'm
the
in
one
here
with
rocking niggas.
yep.
Boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom. Yeah, yeah. I like the beat.
Ah,
Yeah. I
ah.
like that. Yeah, I like that. That's underneath the beat and everything. Like,
Mhm.
nah, and it's just like, it's under 3 minutes. I think I made a playlist one time with songs that were 3 minutes or under, and this made the cut. And like, uh, nah, I really like this song. Like,
Yeah, that was my first introduction to Kappa, so I thought
oh
that was
yeah,
dope.
Shaw was, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so,
Shaw enough was, yeah.
so I definitely fucked with that one, even though I'm not a huge Kappa fan, but um, but yeah, that was definitely the introduction to him on the album. Um, so verbal intercourse.
Well, you skip Glaciers of Ice.
Oh, my bad. Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah,
Skip
you
Glacier
don't
Ice.
choose just
Yeah, I gotta talk about
living
that.
on.
That was. So I'll jump right into my spill on Glacier Ice. I really like this song a lot. The energetic feel of it. Like I say, I even like Master Killer on this song.
Yeah,
Like I said, Master Killer wasn't whack, but he just wasn't like a Master Killer. And I think he did end up dropping a solo album maybe a few years ago. Um, but if there was any artist off of the nine, like he would probably be second to last behind You Got as far as like a solo album. But that
that's
track,
fair.
we'll talk about the track and we leave it at that. The track was dope as fuck, energetic, made you pay attention. The video, I remember it was very like, and I remember they were wearing the the Wallies in this and they were talking about it too.
Yeah, the
Um,
skip before.
yeah, so it's kind of like
Ooh, you down?
look down,
Ooh,
bull
you see the
street.
crib?
Um,
Ooh,
you know,
niggas
um,
ain't gonna know.
right? So it was like that was dope. Like I made bad purchases in my life, and Wally's was one of them at the time. That I was like, "Ooh, Wally's!" They talking about
Right.
Wally's. I like Wally's, and ordered 3 pair from Sibley's, and ran up my little $1,000 credit card. It was like $170. One in the U.S. yet, but I just remember it was a total like five, like it was like 610 or something like that on a $1,000 credit
Yeah,
card, and all them niggas gave me was a free T-shirt. Y'all fucking credit card
yeah, boy.
niggas in front of your dorms and
Mm,
and,
yeah.
and businesses and
First
shit.
week of class.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a nigga, and all it was for really a free T-shirt and shit. It wasn't like at least these niggas give you points now or something like that. Like these niggas just like, yeah, wear a free T-shirt to advertise us again. But
Hey, you know what was the benefit of being fat? Like,
you didn't get the
like
free T-shirt.
you weren't going for the free T-shirt because you was like, you ain't gonna have it in my size. So that was never your motivation to apply for. I don't even know if I ever. I don't even know if I applied for credit cards on campus. It wasn't a lot
Mhm.
because I my fat ass wasn't gonna wear the T-shirt. So
All
we
right.
was
So what's your
we,
sentiments on Glacier Ice?
uh no, I like it. I
Niggas
like
like,
it.
man, fuck these credit cards.
Right.
Niggas like, I
I'm
can't do
like,
no, can't do no with
yeah.
this whole ass T-shirt.
They're looking at me like, hey, free T-shirt. Do I look like I could fit into that T-shirt? Man,
It's like,
I'm
nigga, fuck
about
you,
to go in this
fuck
bookstore and buy some books. Uh, nah, Glaciers of Ice though. Nah, I liked it. Like I think about the little screaming in the back. I don't know if it's necessarily screaming, but
hmm
like
It might
you'll
have
see.
been, it might have been Blue Raspberry.
That's
You
what I
never
was trying to
know.
think as I was in my head. I'm like, that might have been Blue Raspberry. Uh, but no, I like you said. I think because I think when I looked this up, I think this was. Yeah, I just looked it up at the beginning of this podcast. It. I think this might have been the B side. I think it said, "Oh yeah, it was Blue Raspberry on background vocals." Um,
I knew it. I knew that. I knew she was singing on it.
yeah, but I think it said it was the it was the B side to Heaven and Hell. They said,
Oh, really? Glaciers of Ice was?
yeah. This like I'm trying to get back to it. It said,
I mean, Heaven to Hell came out on the what's the name soundtrack? Uh,
yeah,
is
because
it
they
Fresh?
Yeah, so so here in Wikipedia they're saying that like the first single was Heaven and Hell, which dropped October 24th, 1994, and and it makes reference to it being for the first soundtrack. Um,
Oh no, that shit was definitely not the first single for the Raekwon album, unless
well,
they
no,
just dropped that shit in New York.
that's what they're saying.
No, that's
I think they're saying it, and it's like because it was on the album, but they're saying Glaciers of Ice was the B side.
but
Um,
Criminology was the B side of
no,
Glacier.
no, 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 no. Wait, no. I was on my Fantasia. You're right. Criminology was the second single, and Glaciers of Ice was the B side, which is I think why I end up linking those songs together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but because I'm with you. Like I feel like Criminology then was really the true. I get what they're trying to go at is,
Mm-hmm.
but like that was like a full 6 months. No, that was October. That was probably like
Yeah,
seven
whole
months for
damn
the
year
album even
almost.
dropped. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I feel like Criminology was the first single, and then you get Glitches of Ice as the B side. Um, but
But
no, I
Criminology, did Criminology have a video?
mm,
I remember the Glacier Ice video, but I don't remember Criminology having video.
let me see. Uh, uh, I guess I have to put Raekwon Criminology because apparently I get like college courses with videos.
That's funny.
Uh, yep, it did. Yeah, they did.
Hmm.
They did. Yeah, apparently so.
I got to go
That's
back. I'll
the
watch that shit later, but I did not know it was a video for Criminology.
yeah.
I don't remember it at least.
But yep, and then oh yeah. Now I'm kind of seeing a clip from the Glaciers Rice video, and I see that ghost kind of black and white.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but no, I think it was, and I don't know. I think you were saying this about Glaciers Rice before we actually got to it, but like it was like you heard it and it made you.
It was automatically like it's almost like I would compare that to Heaven's Sake on on the Wu Tang Forever album, like where you just hear it's like don't it's the
Yeah,
Wu peeping through your shadow. Like it was just automatically like you just go listen to it whether you liked it or you didn't. It was just one of them
yeah,
type of songs, like to see where the song was going, like chaotic, just a lot of energy, like that. That's what I get from that song.
yeah. I was about to say that's how I was thinking about Daytona 500 with that as
That
well.
one too, yeah, yep, same
But I
vein.
think, yeah, but I think this like you said, this was the same. Like it's in that same vein of that. Like you just, and it made you anticipate like the album. Like,
Hmm.
all right, what's Ray about to come with? Uh, yeah, because if you're talking about Criminology and Glaciers Rise being like the first two videos you're seeing, yes, you thinking about seeing those two videos, and you like, okay, damn, this might be a good album.
Hmm.
Like, this might be something.
Hmm. So, what about verbal intercourse?
Um, I like verbal intercourse. I know, when we did this the first time around, I mentioned it like, I think we talked about like maybe it's the sequence or maybe it doesn't fit the like it's a dope song, but like
Where it was put at on the album doesn't the placement of it on the album. Like I said,
yeah,
it's one of those like it's a dope song, but like where do you put it within the?
yeah,
If you put it, if you put it
that's
before, I don't know, ice cream or something like that. But I was because I was gonna say if you put it after Wu Gambino's, but I would say it have to be before Wu Gambino's,
yeah,
just because of the energy of the track from them from the whole crew rapping together. But honestly, if you had took off um, having a Hell or North Star, I wouldn't be mad if you said, well, since we got to take these off, we got to put verbal in the court. Like it'd be out of order. But
yeah,
I'll say this one dope part about that song when I first heard it, when I was first listening to the album. You know, the first thing we looked for, in my opinion, like back in the day, to see who produced on it. So we knew RZA had produced all on it. So I wasn't even paying attention to the track listing. Very similar to how I listened to the Ready to Die album. Like I remember listening to the Ready to Die album, and then like, oh shit, that's a different voice. Like who is that? Oh, that's Method Man. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like track 8. So like when I first heard this, I remember listening. I was like, oh shit, that's Nas.
right.
And Nas featured on them. Like it was this, the Mob Deep joint.
Yep, eye for an eye.
Um, yeah, so it's kind of like we had a hunger for these particular verses from Nas at the time because this was all after Illmatic and how much that
Yeah,
blew up. So that was what, in my opinion, drove this song. Ray and Ghost verses are okay. I mean, are good, but it just Nas made their verses seem like mad okay.
yeah,
If this song was like this song was on, it was written, I wouldn't be
mm,
mad.
right.
I think it made it was written that much more of a
Better.
better album.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I mean, like I said, sequencing could have thrown us off a little bit, but I still think it's a solid track, and I wouldn't take it
yeah.
off the album. So
Nah. Like you get this verse from Nas. Like so you got to put it on your album, regardless
literally
of
one of
how
his
it might
best verses
sequence
ever.
up.
So
Yeah, so you gotta you gonna find a way for it. Like, look, if you figured out where you gonna put knuckleheads at,
hmm
if you gonna put knuckleheads on, because you was like, hey man, we gotta get you guys some shine.
hmm
Oh, then you definitely gotta put this one on there. Like you said, you can't have this be made in your studio session and then let Nas take it for his album.
hmm
Like, I mean, you like Nas, we keeping this one. Like we, which is interesting. What I'm thinking about is like everybody always talks about, and I don't know how much I agree with it. Everybody talks about how like Eminem ate Jay on his own album on his own track.
hmm
I mean, Nas did it here to Ghost and Ray. We don't never hear that. Like, and like you said, Ghost and
we
Ray's
only hear,
verses weren't horrible.
dog. We only hear that when it comes from their perspective.
Yeah,
Like, and that's just what it is. I mean, like, and I honestly, I don't like even like not to steer the conversation in a different direction, but I felt that was Jay at his best. I felt that was Eminem at his best. Um,
hmm,
and ironically, I relate to the Jay verse more as
right.
far as a person rather than
Yeah,
the stuff that Eminem was talking about. So, and then I mean, because you get people say, "Well, you can't listen to Eminem in the club." It's like, well, Eminem is not a club rapper. So when you
nah,
hear him on certain things, it kind of, it's dope lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I felt like when Nas said that on Ether, it was kind of like, okay, now we're going to take that as as fact, and it's
gospel.
fine. Like if that's your opinion, then fine. But I'm not going to argue with and say, like this verse is better than the other one. Like I said, I like the shock value of the Eminem's verse, but
Right.
when I go back and listen to it, as far as the quality of the way the lyrics are structured, I'm going with Jay. So,
Yeah,
but so how do you feel
definitely.
about Wisdom Body?
It's good. I feel like I was just feeling this by all these tracks. I'm trying to remember how Wisdom Body went now.
That was the
Um,
Ghostface solo joint.
what's- I know I liked it. I'm trying to remember how it went though.
I grab it. What do you say?
Oh,
I grab your
yeah,
head.
yeah,
I grab your head and I show you where to put it at towards it.
yeah. Now I remember. And then I just clicked it for a quick second. And that's when I was like, all bitches is hoes, man.
Yeah,
Like,
just like
yeah,
just like my
yeah,
hoes. I keep them broke, keep them getting money. They subject to go crazy.
yeah. Nah, yeah. This joint, yeah. And I forgot this was Ghost's little
No,
solo joint
no,
out
no,
here.
no. When I get a
Yeah,
bitch, I got a bitch.
I do like. I mean, I really like the production on this album. This is one where, like, I just like. I think for lot of this, like, it was the lyrics were solid, but the production was like just as dope to me. And
hmm
so, like, some of these songs, and that's as I'm thinking about Wisdom Body, like, I think about the beat, like even like Ice Water that,
hmm
like, and I think the joint that's coming after that, like the spot rushes. But yeah, no, it was dope track to me. And I think even like you were saying, said at the top with the cinematic theme of it. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is another one. Like you think about like the skit before this one, well before the song, like where he's talking about you don't give him no money, but
Mm-hmm.
we saw that with
Oh no.
yeah, like it's all the skit where they're not like they're embedded within the track, so they're not called out separately. But like you had it with
It'd have
Glaciers
been
of Ice
too many
talking about
tracks
the
if they did that.
Wallabies,
That shit would have
man.
pissed me off if it was goddamn 23 or
The
24 tracks on this.
And the only argument I make being okay with it, like, is now, like, and I'm just thinking about now, like when you're making a playlist when I'm going on Apple Music and
Mm-hmm.
you like, man, and it's probably like less for only built for Cuban Links than it is like other artists who have done this, like, because I don't necessarily mind these short little skits on the
Nigga,
only built for
DJing,
Cuban
nigga,
Links.
that shit is fucking annoying, nigga. I
Yeah,
gotta,
that's what.
I got
Yeah, so
into the track like 30 or 40 seconds, and then mark my Serato to make sure that it starts right there. Like, no, that shit is fucking exhausting. No,
yeah, and that's why I'm like, man, it would be dope if they were to like on a remaster of these albums, if they were to break them up. And I don't know how that would work from a mastering standpoint or remastering standpoint, but
mm,
like, cause like there's songs like you like even on Wu Gambinos, like it's cool with them talking, "Why get your
yeah,
mom
too
big
much talking
aliens
at
off
the
the
beginning.
table, man." But if you could just take me to the beat dropping, like doom doom doom, like
Mm-hmm.
I'd be cool with that, and I think. And I don't even know how kind of, but like for the most part, or like you only built for Cuban. Like for me, can it all be so simple to remix? I probably want that because it's just like, oh, you shot, you bleeding bad. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just sit like the Wallaby joint talking about the Wallabies before was the Glaciers of Ice, and even here, like it's just funny the little skip before it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but some of it would be nice if probably Wu Gambino ones, probably, which I found the Wu Gambino ones entertaining. I feel like it just goes too long.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas these other ones, I don't think they go long. Um, but
What about Spot Rushers?
I, I like. I know I like it. I'm trying to remember how it went.
That was Raekwon joined all by
Yeah.
himself. Line for line, line for line. This is how we get down. Doom, doom, doom. Line for line, line for line. This is how we get down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is another skit. Oh yeah. This was the joint had didn't this had a St. Ives commercial kind of playing in the
Yep.
background?
Background. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Um. Actually,
I mean, I like this song. I thought it was
I
very
do.
short and sweet. It's probably about after guess, maybe like a minute and a half with him just actually rapping.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's a dope track. It's good that, like I said, Raekwon can shine by himself or he can shine with somebody else on it. Like if
Mm-hmm.
Ghost was on this song, I wouldn't. I think it would
You mad?
make it a two verse. Actually, I think he might actually snuck in like two verses, but I gotta go back and listen to it. But Ottoman said it was like because it was no hook on this one, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ottoman said it was like a nice song leading into Ice Cream. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's great.
yeah.
Nah.
How you feel about this one?
I mean, I really like ice cream. I think like this was the
Oh,
like you
Spot
look at
Rushers. Spot Rushers.
spot rushers. No,
Mm-hmm.
I did. I like spot rushers. Like like I said, there's a handful of songs on here that like I just like short as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were just saying, like if you put it, if you take out the little opening skit, it's probably like a couple minutes, maybe a minute and a half, couple minutes. And man, in some ways, I almost feel like Raekwon, like, oh, when they put this album together, they maximized the real estate as far as just like, hey, you only got like 3 minutes to get off what you want to say,
Yeah.
and
I
I
mean,
think,
you brought up a great point, and I'm thinking about that now. The fact that, say, for instance, if it's a long skit, that the song was short,
yeah,
so it wasn't as if, like you said, maximizing the real estate. Like it still wasn't it was still maybe 2.5 minutes at
Right.
most 3 minutes, even with the skit. You know,
Yeah.
in some of them circumstances. So that's a great observation. I didn't even think about that until now because, like I said, Spot Rushers was definitely just one long. It was no hook at all. It was just him
Yep.
rapping. You know, but
Yeah.
you had the skit in between that with the St. Ives stuff. So
Yeah. And I think that's just. I think this like I said, I think this is like spot rushers. I think wisdom body. I think ice water. Um, maybe even glaciers of ice to a degree. Oh, glacier ice was actually 5 minutes and 20 seconds, but you take that skit. That skit was probably about a minute 30, 2 minutes. Like,
no,
um,
but you know, at the end they just let. I mean,
oh,
when,
that's right. They just
yeah,
like the beat ride. Yeah,
yeah.
so you
So
probably
it's dope in general, just
yeah.
because like the stuff that you can skip, like if you want to skip Blue Raspberry singing at the end of it, or if you want to skip, what's that nigga? I think he ended up dying. The nigga that was talking on North Star. We ain't got
What
to
was his
talk about
name?
the
Yeah,
Papa Wu. I think.
yeah. Papa.
Yeah.
Oh man, Papa Wu died. Dang.
Yeah, he died. I can't remember when, but he died a few years ago. I remember it might have been in COVID. I can't remember. I gotta look it up. But I know it wasn't like no more than like 10 years ago. I know he died. That's all I
Yeah,
remember. So
2019, December 16th.
yeah,
So probably
so
right around COVID. Well, he was 63 though. And that's not old, but it's not.
that's that God body talk, man.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
85% of talk.
Woo, woo.
So,
Oh, nah. Spot Rushers was solid to me though. Like I think, uh, like I said, going back scrolling through some of this, like a lot of these joints really are like I'd probably say like man outside of Wu Gambinos as the posse track, like
mhm,
of actual like rapping, like you said, you take away like maybe skits at the beginning, and you maybe take away the extended instrumentals at the end of the last verse.
mhm.
Man, I feel like most of these joints are probably like no more than three and a half at the
Yeah,
most.
you got multiple niggas rapping. So I mean, it
Yeah,
makes sense. You know, it's like if
yeah,
you listen to Wu Tang Forever, of course, every track gonna be at least 3 4 minutes because it's not too many tracks where it was just two people rapping on it at once. It's usually two or
yeah.
three, so or at least three. So just depends.
Hmm.
So what's your
Yeah.
sentiments on ice cream?
Man, I like ice cream, man. You to me, you look at ice cream as like if and I don't know what the thought was. Like if you were going in making this album, ice cream was probably the joint that was gonna be your party joint off of this album. The one
Hmm.
that like you could probably see this going. I mean, you're the DJ, of course, but this is one that like even if it went up today, like somebody played it, like if somebody was doing like a '90s hip hop party,
Hmm.
you could I could see where this could get thrown on. Like it's I don't know if it gets that much love like that. Um I think if you were in a New York setting among like New York fans, it probably would, but I don't know if it like overall does. But like I mean I liked it. I think the verses like it's like a radio friendly joint. Like well it was the beat was it was probably as close as you want to get to the Wu trying to give you a pop hit that you were gonna get, but I think it still remained like it was still the Wu Tang sound.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my feel. Honestly, if you throw any of the Wu Tang, I mean, it probably been too long because pause that you had Ghost Ray and Cap on there.
yeah,
But if you threw another member on there, I mean, like I said, it'd be too long, but it still work for the Wu. Like
yeah,
even if you threw you got on there, I'd be okay. Or if you threw RZA probably would have
man, brother
changed.
came with no,
But Scooby Snack Giraffe, no, that's Ghost,
nah.
but he'd have been on some
RZA would have came through with some overly
biochemical chemical
85.
giant.
Yeah,
um,
biochemical. Her bikini was made of biochemical, biodegradable material. It slid off her body.
yeah, let me ask you this question: what does it mean? Let's say I'm lounging, big dick style. Y'all niggas is the flyers. What does that mean, man? Like,
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Ghost. Was that Ghost or
no,
Ray?
that was
No,
Ray.
that
That
was
was
Ghost.
Ray.
Was that right?
But the thing is, if you watch the video, like he's like chilling like this is shit. Like was it's like in a it was a club setting or whatever. but yeah, I was like, what does that mean? Like I'm lounging, big dick style. Y'all niggas is the flyers. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know.
But then hey, Cannabis was like, at the end of the night, what do you say? What do you say? Y'all niggas can't eat an ass like me. Or something like
that one, man. You be like, yeah, Cannabis on. And that one that went over well in the pause era, Cannabis.
Oh shit, those are the days.
Mad pauses. But I think you threw Meth on the hook here too, which I think was like that. I think
that was a smart move. That was you couldn't throw maybe throwing Ghost on because I don't like the overflow of songs of like a nigga like if they got a verse then they on the hook too. Like that just kind of like even I was listening to a version of what's that nigga name? 2 Chainz. It was ASAP song, but 2 Chainz had a verse to it. He actually did his verse on Verses. I didn't realize he had a verse until then. But
who's that again?
2 Chainz, but it was a song ASAP Rocky. But he had a song. I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem.
Yeah, that was just
like a fucker. That's a fucking problem. But he was saying how that was a whole verse before, but they ended up taking that part, making it the hook, and then adding Drake and Kendrick on that song. Whatever.
That's right. They were on that joint. Dang.
Yep. Niggas be talking all that shit, man. It's like, bro, like these niggas had songs together. They had songs together. They had the fucking joint with Janet Jackson sample.
Yeah, I was about to say they had that joint there. Like yeah.
I mean, Drake said it. I gave you your first #1 single. I mean, but people didn't pay attention to that. But
yeah, I do remember he said that. Yeah. But I think that's how Ice Cream was. And Meth, I think Meth's just that his voice, his flow. Yeah, like Meth is.
You take Meth and put him on this, and you take, I don't know, Raekwon off or something like that, and I think it still works. Like, I mean, Meth can make it work as far as he just couldn't do that on his own albums.
But Meth could have gave them a verse on this, like, but just even his contribution there with the Butter Pecan, what he said, Butter Pecan,
Chocolate Deluxe. Even if caramels are getting touched, scooped in my ice cream truck, who tears it up?
Ice cold, bitch smell down within the clutch. They want their titties suck. Ice cream.
Like Francais, me and more.
Yeah, not even that.
Bonbons and all that good stuff.
Like the only other person that could have probably got that off was Ghost out the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost is probably but Ghost even like Meth, it was just like his voice, like his.
He understood how to be on a track.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the thing. Like, I feel like Meth is just as bad as, or not, if worse than Nas, as far as picking the right tracks to rap over.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's certain artists, like, and that's the dope part about being an A&R or having that role within the company. Like, we started to get to a point within music, and I want to digress too much, but we started getting within music that is more the artist driving it than what people want to hear. It's like the artist knows what the people want to hear, and it's not always like that. Like you have somebody like Soulja Boy who damn near had every song done before he even signed his deal, that he understood what the Atlanta sound was at the time, and this is what people like, but then you have, I don't know, like some of the older artists, like say for instance, when we talked about Mos Def earlier, it's like I listened to, outside of black on black on both sides. I listen to his music and it's like hard. It's like, well, I feel like he wanted that and he wasn't going from the direction. Like you look at Talib Kweli. I feel like Talib Kweli has a great ear for being able to make quality albums. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see anyone necessarily directing him, but I feel like Talib Kweli had a better rap album career than Mos Def did. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, but what about let's shift it to Wu Gambino's. Your feelings on that one? And I know you had mentioned it earlier, but let me ask you this. I know that you like the song. So, And we talked about RZA just being whatever on the track. But
Yeah.
where do you put this song? Like, if you had to rate it within like top 5 collaborative songs, where would you put this as far as a Wu-Tang collaboration?
You talking
Like
about
with over
within
like
Wu-Tang
majority of niggas.
collaborations?
I say at least 5 niggas on the track because I mean, it was at least 5 or 6 on this one. So
Yeah. Uh, I probably put it 2 behind Triumph
okay.
at the top. I'm trying to think about some others out there, but like, yeah, it's probably because I think there's might be 1 or 2 tracks on Enter the Wu Tang.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think it's better than that. I feel like on the W there's at least 1 or 2 tracks. I think there was that Gravel Pit maybe, but I can't remember which one. But I think it's better than that. I think Triumph, to me, Triumph is the only one that's better than this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wait,
I
but
feel you on
I'm
that one.
trying to think how many people are on Fourth Chamber.
Maybe Protect Your Neck.
And if I go Protect Your Neck, I'm only going it because it
I might
was
go. I
dope.
might go. I
It
might
was
go 3 at that one though. I might go 3 with Protect, but I liked it.
yeah,
It was just a lot of that. I know it was a lot of niggas rapping on that one. So
yeah. It was like the introduction and
mhm.
everything. I think Fourth Chamber on it because you had what Killer Priest, Genius, RZA,
Master Killer,
Master Killer, Ghost. Um, so
Assassinations Day.
that's right. I still go with Wu Gambinos. I think for my
Yeah, I
number
still put this
2.
higher than that one though.
Um, yeah,
Um,
Fourth Chamber could possibly slide in at the number 2 for me.
mhm.
Um, but I still think it's gonna be Wu Gambinos. Like I really like Meth opens it up. I really like Meth's verse. I said,
That's a tough one. Shit.
huh? Yeah,
Damn.
like
Because like I said, For Heaven's Sakes is one of my favorite tracks.
yeah,
I think it was like 4 or 5 of them on that one. I know Inspector Deck. Yeah, it was a lot of people on that one. That was my shit. Um,
yeah. I'd probably have to go back and try to
as high
listen
as
to
Wu Tang
some.
gets.
Yeah,
I got it. We got to go back.
other
We got to revisit that one. We got to do Into the Wu Tang eventually, but definitely wanted to cover this one because I feel like I like Into the Wu Tang because it was the
yeah,
introduction, but I don't know. I probably like whenever I go back and listen to the Wu in general, I kind of lean towards this album first, and then I
hmm
start going to the. I probably go to the dub or to Wu Tang Forever before I go to Into the 36 Chambers.
yeah.
But
And I really like the W.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, the W was a good album. Yeah,
yeah, I like it was. I think well, yeah, that came
yeah,
after
that had
Wu Tang
Hollow Bones
Forever.
on it. That was my shit.
Yeah, yeah, that Hollow Bones. The Click Click. Because
Had
it's
the joint
like,
on there with what was the joint with Nas? Nas had a track on there.
yep, Redman was on there too.
Mhm.
Um,
Only song I
yeah,
really didn't like on the W was probably Gravel Pit.
yeah, it was just
They got my
yeah, but that's
gravel
the
pit.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that shit was too
Um,
jiggy. I've never played that song in no party ever. I was
yeah,
like, "Woo, this is not y'all lane." But
yeah.
so I don't want to go too deep into it. But like, do you feel like with the second albums, like a lot of them didn't have the success of the first albums. A lot of them didn't even get a second album. But do you feel like that might have been impacted by the Hot 97 stuff?
Hot 90 was the Hot 97 stuff. I'm trying to remember.
So the Hot
Was it
97 and 97, they was on tour with the rock band. I can't remember which rock band, but Hot
Red
97
Smith
requested
Machine,
them
I
to
think.
come back and perform. And then
Oh, it's
when
so
they
much.
got to perform, they kind of hold them like they let Bad Boy be up there. They thought Bad Boy was up there too long and blah blah blah. So then when they got on stage, Ghostface said, "Fuck Hot 97."
Yeah.
And
Huh.
then that kind of like I felt like that kind of killed some of the momentum that they had. This is when radio could do that, but because it's not like nigga, we didn't listen to Hot 97 like that. I mean,
Right.
we only knew of Hot 97 because of famous DJs with Angie Martinez and Funkmaster Flex and stuff like that. They were just famous DJs within the country or within New York
Right.
in general. But they had that ability to, well, like we push the culture, we push the music. So if they say, hey, because I want to say they just recently got on, they might still be banned, but they didn't play none of their music, so which can impact other program directors to play Wu Tang's music. So, do you feel as if, or do you think that that would have had a similar or like some kind of impact? And I mean, it had some impact, but a major impact with them being able to get off the second albums.
Man, I don't know because man, outside of Supreme Clientele, I
Hmm.
don't know who dropped a good second album.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, did it impact? Because like you got
I mean,
Genius, you got
it could
just
probably be. I mean, it could probably be a combination of both. But like for instance, Genius' second album wasn't.
that shit was terrible.
Yeah, it was. We already talked about Raekwon's immobility. Old Dirty. Like I
Expected that
mean,
came around that time too.
yeah. I mean, if
Oh Dirty is actually not. I mean, Oh Dirty was Oh Dirty. Like so, he had kind
yeah,
of veered away from the Wu Tang sound.
yeah,
But I mean, I ain't gonna say it was a classic or it was like good. I thought it was okay.
yeah,
But yeah, like you said, outside of Ghostface, nobody really made noise on the second time around. But I'm saying like with them potentially losing steam from because dog 97. I remember that was when I was living there that summer when I was at the D and like I remember seeing them on Times Square. Like I saw I think I took a picture and shit somewhere. I don't know. This shit was with them little disposable cameras. But I remember like seeing Wu Tang on Times Square, and I was like, damn, like my niggas made it. Like that was just
right.
some dope ass shit. But it felt like they lost the momentum after that album. That album just so happened to coincide with the High 97 stuff, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Man, I feel like it's a combination of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I feel like, cause if you would have asked me like what was the quality of the music of the Wu Tang albums after Wu Tang Forever,
Mm-hmm.
I said it wasn't that high. Like cause I think by the time the W came out, like we had been through that wave of like second albums or some people's first albums that weren't that great. And so
Mm-hmm.
like I think the W was just kind of I think it was only like 12 tracks. I think the W was just kind of like oh shit, this shit ain't bad. Like, cause I'll still play to this day. I'm like, damn, this album is. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this album was probably pretty solid, and I wasn't
Yeah, no, it was
expecting
good. Like I said, the
that much.
only problem I had was Gravel Pit. Like literally,
Yeah,
that's the only shit I was just like, I try. I mean, the thing is, this kind of goes with the Nas conversation that we was having earlier, or just people like, I tried to like that song because it was Wu Tang,
right.
and I couldn't get into it. I was, but people were like, oh, but you a DJ and da da da. I was like, yeah,
That
DJing.
ain't even a good DJ song. But go ahead,
Yeah,
my bad.
like that part is like, it's just one of them like I'm not I'm trying to like it as a fan and I'm trying
Right.
to like it as a DJ. I'm not thinking of it like I literally separate the two. Like I buy music
Yeah.
and when I buy music, I don't buy it to like regular listening to like I don't buy it to DJ with. I buy DJ
Right.
music separately to DJ with. Like I'm gonna buy, I don't know, Boss Man D-Lo.
Right. Yeah.
I got three or four of his songs that people love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But shit, if I'm going to listen to his album, I'm not going to buy it. I'll just listen to it through Apple Music.
Yeah.
But if I want to buy an album, I'm like, well, let me check out somebody. Like I don't know. I'm
You-
not buying him as my favorite artist. I'm buying him as a
Yeah.
potential to listen, like to be able to DJ with.
Exactly.
So and
Yeah.
that's the finding the balance of it with. But
Yeah. I got you.
yeah. So how do you feel
Um.
about Heaven and Hell?
Eh, I mean, I feel like it was where that Wikipedia page I was looking at. They claimed it was the first single to the album. I think it really was.
I
Man, they
think they
just asked
lied
for
on that. Niggas,
yeah, like
some niggas just wrote that shit. Like Heaven and Hell was
yeah,
clearly the single from Fresh,
yeah, and
and
it's like
I don't even associate this song
only built for
like these
Cuban Linx.
last two tracks. I don't even associate it to the album. Like you said, I mean, like I said,
Like I
it's
feel
on the album, but
yeah,
you know,
I, I feel like you put it on there because it wasn't like so. Like I said, it was dropped in October of '94, and like granted, like so it was like 7 months from when only built for Cuban Links actually dropped, but that was back when like man, a lead single might have like a 2 or 3 month lead on like an album actually dropping. I think this is one where like you like, oh well, we had it on the soundtrack. We already got it done. We're gonna throw it on there. We're gonna throw it on our album too because hey, fans might have liked the album, but they maybe didn't cop the fresh soundtrack for it. They might like the song, but they ain't cop the fresh soundtrack for it. So we're gonna give it to them on here. Like I think you'll you see instances of that every now and then where like somebody has like a soundtrack. It was specific for a soundtrack. But then they turned around and they put it on their album as well, which is
All the
to
Wu
like just
shit ended up on albums that they dropped
yeah,
for
like
soundtracks, which is crazy.
the only built Winter Wars ended up on
Mhm.
Iron Man.
Yep.
And if you think about it, like if you think
The
about
other
like the vein of
Motherless
what,
Child.
yeah, like you,
Oh,
so I don't think it to what you're saying. The fact that like it was put at the end of the album probably speaks to it. You know, it was like we had on the first soundtrack. It hasn't been a year. We're gonna go ahead and throw it on here for like fans that were, we're just gonna throw it on here for the fans. And then like you said, I think North Star was just man, it was just hitting people over here with that 5% stuff.
yeah.
Um like you said, I mean we said it earlier. I think for me the album ends at Wu Gambinos.
Yeah.
Like I can shut it off at that point. Like if it ends up riding out because I might have been riding in the car and you like,
It
oh,
just ends
okay,
up coming on.
yeah, you just let it ride. But like, yeah, like if I were to do as I'm thinking about, because sometimes I'll go on Apple Music and like I'll make playlists. Like I'll like when we did a little Biggie thing. Um, I just did. I think I called it like a slim down version of of Life After Death, and I
Hmm.
just put all the songs that I liked.
Hmm.
Um, and I probably ended up with around 10 or 12 tracks. And like this one of the things, like if I were to do this, I probably wouldn't put striving for perfection on there because then I
Been a
usually I'll
little
just
though.
hit shuffle and
Yeah.
it's an
Mhm.
intro. But like I wouldn't put these last two tracks on there.
Oh no, they ain't getting no
Like,
love at all.
nah, I
Like I
wouldn't.
said, I associate Heaven and Hell. Like, Heaven and Hell reminds me of Jay-Z with Volume 2 when he put Money Anything on there.
Yeah, yeah,
When
that's
he
right.
put what's the song? Can I Get Her on there?
Yep,
Um,
yep, from the Rush Hour joint. Yeah,
the Sprung song on the first album, or not first, Volume
nah,
One.
Volume One. Yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
so it's
yeah,
kind
that
of
joint.
like these are just bonus tracks to me. So in
Yeah,
my opinion, they don't impact the album. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
Like if I as far as me, because if you look at that album, I think, and that's probably like one of the few times I can actually say Swizz was okay. You know, but other than that, it's just the tracks that's on there that kind of like quote unquote don't fit are tracks that were on other soundtracks or on other people's projects.
right, yeah. Wasn't made. Like studio sessions for Only Built for Cuban Links probably didn't include this song on there. And if it did, it was probably really early in the process.
Hmm.
But it probably wasn't. It was probably like, hey, we gotta give a song. Hey, they tapped us for a song for the soundtrack. Let's like make this song real quick. And then it was like 6 months later, hey, let's throw this on Only Built for Cuban Links. Because at the time, like I mean, you remember hearing about Fresh, but like there were soundtracks I was buying. I think I did buy the Fresh soundtrack. But I mean, like soundtracks, like I could see
That had
where,
Giancarlo. What's his name? Giancarlo, the actor.
oh yeah, my man from I'm thinking about from Breaking Bad, but he's been in a bunch of other stuff
Yeah,
though
him.
too.
Yeah, he's from Breaking
Yeah,
Bad.
that's what I'm saying. But I'm
Giancarlo.
yeah, I just know he's been in a lot of other stuff
I just
besides
know he was
Breaking
nasty
Bad.
in that movie. He was messing with his sister. His sister, I want to say, she looked like she was in high
Uh,
school, but it was a chick from Blade. She was fine
okay,
too. I thought she should have been in Blade too, but but
I
yeah,
never
he was
saw
messing with her.
Fresh.
You never saw Fresh?
Mm-mm.
Oh
I just
damn.
saw bits and pieces. I remember when he shot that dog, pulled the Michael Vick on him
Well, you know what's
before
the name
Michael
sample
Vick.
Fresh too. Big Pun. With the fat Puerto Rican kid, whatever.
I feel like I
Yo,
remember that.
I got the
Yeah,
fresh dope moves.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that was from Fresh. That's funny.
yeah. It's
That's
a
funny.
movie that's it's worth a watch. You don't have
Okay.
to watch it again.
Hmm.
The one kid, Mike from
Oh, the Wood.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that was the main one. Wasn't he the
I
main
think
one?
so. Now that you're saying that, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I think that was him. Okay. But yeah, so we gotta let's think of it right now. If you got, see how much time we got. All right, we'll wrap up in like 1 or 2 minutes. But what's your what album do you want to target next?
Young Guns.
I mean, we could talk offline if that makes it easier.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now, so here's something I was thinking of. I was thinking of one. I was thinking Mob Deep, but I wasn't sure which one you wanted to cover. I wasn't sure if you want to either cover the Infamous or you want to cover maybe Murder Music or even Hell on Earth. I mean, I like those three albums to me that is hard to like. Those are dope. Then I thought about Outkast, and I was like, well, do you want to do Southern Playalistic, ATLians, what's that? Equimini. We're not doing Stinkonian. So just take your time and think about what we could do. Tribe, what we could do. Midnight Marauders. That's the only one I don't actually feel like talking about. The other ones I didn't really like People Instinctive Travels or the Low End Theory. They had good songs on them, but like when I consider a classic one, I put it to the Midnight Marauders.
I got you.
Have we did a Hove? We haven't did a Hove.
We've only done two.
We could do Blueprint or Reasonable Doubt. Hell, we could do American. Unbiased opinion. Like when you order, we could stop, but I really consider American Gangster can be in my top 3 or 4 Jay-Z albums ever.
I'd have to give it a listen too.
Yeah, American. Another reason I'm saying that, like, I put like the top 3 most people put is Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, and Black Album.
Yeah,
but I might put that one above Black Album.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing American Gangster. I want to be opposed to doing ones that, like, to me, maybe aren't not so classic, but are probably like.
Oh, so you want to do terrible ones?
Not necessarily terrible ones, but ones that might be favorites among us. Like off the top, I was joking when I said Young Guns, but it is like one of my favorite albums. I can't really tell you why, but like where I think about like Cameron's first album.
Confessions of Fire.
Yeah, like where they're not classics per se, but I say like I think Only Built for Cuban Linx and Illmatic, like those are. If you're talking to hip hop fans, like those are like the
staples of like
those are the staples like that people want to be surprised on. Like I think Doggy Style would be a good one to do as well.
Let's do Doggy Style.
Everything you say pause on. You don't say pause on that.
Let's run that Doggy Style real quick.
I said.
Man, we can do Doggy Style all day. We can run that Doggy Style whenever you want to, man. We could do that shit all day, all night.
I guess we should do it before June ends.
We definitely should do Doggy Style before June ends.
Shut up. Yeah, but stuff like that. But like I said, to me, I was thinking more on like not saying all of them, but like every now and then do one that was favorites to us. And I know some of them might have to be agreements on because there's one.
I would love to do Camp Low.
Cool. Yeah, something like that. Where it's like ones that I probably actually have to do my homework on.
Yeah, no, because I'm definitely going to have to relive. I'm saying I love the Camp Low album. I got to go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
That one was one like, I mean, we don't got to stick it to R&B. I mean, to hip hop, it could be like D'Angelo. Brown Sugar is one up there. I hold up there very high. My Life. So.
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool.
I'll let you figure it out. You can do it with Mike though.
Nah, I'm doing it with Ed. We got Ed. We got Ed on the track.
Nah, you get Mike
Ed
for
is
the
what I
Doggy
said.
Style.
I can do Doggy Style with Ed?
No, I said you can get that one with Mike.
Oh, the doggy. No, I want to do doggy style with you.
You cool, man. You cool, man.
Cool. Thank
You
you all for
cool.
listening. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Not leave a comment. We don't give a shit. It'd be dope if you did though. Tell us what we could do better, how it could be more improved, and what we're doing great. Thank you all for listening. Appreciate y'all. Talk to you soon. Reality or Not Podcast with your boy Sean and Ed, DJ Reality. Peace.
Peace.